Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting, good communication, and child development all over the world through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about 3 steps to stop tantrums forever. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips so that you can help understand what is going on in that tantrum. And then I'm going to share with you 3 steps that you can use so that tantrums don't have to be part of your daily experiences. I've raised 4 children of my own. They've all reached adulthood. I've now hit the grandma stage, which is super exciting. Loving seeing my children parent their children. And what a great job they are doing at that. You know, because they were parented with the skills and principles of self-government, they actually have this edge up in parenting. They don't make some of the mistakes that I made at the beginning of my parenting years because they just experienced something different as children. So, do you want to teach your children how to raise children that don't feel like they need to have a tantrum to get their parents' attention? Doesn't that sound like a good thing? It is possible. My little granddaughter Clara is 2 years old, and sure, she has a couple of moments where she might get sad. She might even choose to whine just a little bit, but I've got to tell you, she does not have tantrums. She is able to communicate with her parents when it seems like she's trying to say something and she doesn't know how to get it out. They know how to help her so that she doesn't see that tantrums are the go-to for trying to get mom and dad to understand or pay attention. So let's talk about these tantrums and why is it that children choose to have tantrums anyway? There are many reasons that people have tantrums, and I suppose I should just say people and not children, because if you're like me, you know adults who even choose to have tantrums because they don't want to use effective communication that would require them to take responsibility for themselves and control themselves. So this is one of the biggest things. Many people have tantrums because they don't have the skills, or if the skills are there, they don't want them because they don't want to take responsibility. Many people want to project the responsibility for feeling good within themselves on someone else. They want you to make them feel better. Here's the thing, that's actually an impossibility. Every person gets to choose how they feel. It is true that a parent can soothe or coax a baby a little bit, but ultimately the baby chooses to be calm. They choose to get distracted by whatever it is that the parent is doing. Every person, when they have any type of change in their behavior, has made a choice, whether it's conscious or subconscious. So what else could be happening in a tantrum? The person might be feeling like you just don't get it. You just don't understand. I'm yelling at you. I'm getting angry at you because there is something that I can't seem to get through to you. I don't know another way. So maybe they just lack the basic skills to help you understand. And so they're going to this midbrain or back brain because they're in a state of panic, because they want you to know what's going on. When a person is in this emotional state, do not get distracted by the emotions. What does that mean? Get distracted by the emotions. When a person is distracted because of someone else's emotions, that could lead to power struggling. You might start engaging with them. They're saying, you don't care about me, you don't love me, whatever it is. And you're like, yes, I do, honey, I do. That's not true. Don't engage. Not like that. Do not talk about all of the emotional outbursts that are happening. Don't talk about the feelings yet, except for small, simple statements to say, I know that you feel frustrated right now. I know that you're feeling angry right now. We need to talk about that. But let's choose to get calm first, then we can talk about it. And then start them on a track toward calmness. If a person is going out of control and they are having a tantrum, your first stop is calmness. Do not try to battle them through that emotional stuff. It doesn't work. They're not in the right part of the brain. Instead, we have to point everybody toward calmness, which leads everyone toward front brain. Then we can finally seek understanding or handle the situation. Another thing you absolutely do not want to do is bribe the child to stop the tantrum. Many parents do this with little children. The child's starting to go out of control at the store and they say, hey, how about we have a cookie? Let's go to if you could stop crying right now, then we'll get you a treat, or something like that. Do not bribe. Do not teach the child this is the way to get what you want. This is the way to be babied or coddled. Don't teach them that. That's not going to be helpful or productive for them. Instead, what we want to do is talk about what is happening in their behavior and where they need to go from here. So now we have an understanding of what's going on inside the brain of the person who's having this tantrum and a few things that we want to steer clear of. So now what do we do? What are those 3 steps, Nicholeen? Well, I'm going to be talking about those 3 steps. As I talk about each of these 3 steps, I will not be able to give a full lesson related to each of the 3 steps, but no worries, because there's this whole channel here, so be sure to subscribe to it because there will be more information about these 3 steps in other videos on this channel. Step number 1, pre-teach the process. What is the process of parenting that you are using with the child? The child needs to know that. It shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a shock or something that disrupts a pattern. It should be something that is predictable, that they know it when they hear it. They go, oh, this is a moment where mom is teaching me, or this is a moment where dad is correcting me. Teach them the process. Pre-teach it to them before there is a moment. Now you might be thinking, but we've already had moments. I'm on this video because we have tantrums. I know. Pick a moment when they're not having a tantrum and actually pre-teach them the skills that they need. Some of the main skills that you are going to teach are contained in these books, which you can find for the cheapest price on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com. These books teach the 4 basic skills to self-government, which are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, super important. If you don't give a child the opportunity to accept consequences, they won't learn cause and effect. That means they can't learn self-government. And then this one teaches disagreeing appropriately. The child can read these books with you, and then you can teach them, hey, if we have a problem doing these skills, using these skills that these children are using in these books, then I will use some other skills to help you get back on track. So you teach the child exactly how you will correct the child. I'm talking the very words that you will use every single time. The family needs to understand the framework and the scripts associated with teaching self-government. It's probably important that I explain what self-government is. Self-government is being able to determine the cause and effect of any given situation and possessing a knowledge of your own behaviors so that you can control them. That means that you understand cause and effect. That means that you also understand yourself and you are willing to self-evaluate to make changes within yourself so that you can move forward, so that you can become a better version of you. You recognize that you have the choice to make any change that you need to for yourself. That is self-government. That is behind all of this pre-teaching. There is an entire process there, which there is no way I'm going to be able to cover on this video. This video, we're just covering the 3-step process. So what is step number 2? Step number 2 is to own your role. What does that mean, to own your role? What is a role anyway? Well, your role, R-O-L-E, is basically the character that you are supposed to be playing in the family. This is not something that you get to choose. It is a self-evident truth. Once you have a child, you've birthed the child, you are the mother, okay? You are a mother. And that means that you need to find, okay, what does it mean to be a good mother? Well, did you know a mother is the heart and hearthstone of the family? That's part of her role. Years ago, I wrote this book, which is the one I'm the most known for, Parenting a House United. This is kind of like, I don't know, the key piece to everything that I teach. And I thought people understood roles in the family. What does it mean to be a father? What does it mean to be a mother? It's not just declaring I'm the father or I'm the mother. Anyone can declare that. That doesn't make you the father of somebody else. A father has a special bond with his children, where he is able to strengthen, protect, show acceptance in unique ways that his children need. And what about a child? What is the role of children? I thought people understood all the roles. And by the way, I'm just scratching the surface there. But as people ask me questions again and again about my parenting, I recognize that when they were saying something like, well, what if your child doesn't care? What if your child won't listen to you? What if your child won't do what you say or follow an instruction? What do you do then? And I thought, well, that's a roles issue. They don't know who they are. They don't know who you are. So I actually ended up writing this book called Roles: The Secret to Family, Business, and Social Success. And it's all about a family and how they understand their roles and how everything changes for them. Find those books, understand roles, but you've got to know who you are. Do you know if you don't know who you are, you're going to fight your children. And if you fight your children, they're going to have more tantrums. That's just how it happens. You will engage in power struggles. You may even start power struggles by having adult tantrums, parent tantrums, and that's going to lead to more frustration on the part of your child. Even if at first they look fearful, they will start to have more and more tantrums to get your attention. We've got to know who we are. We've got to stay secure in it and not fight our children. Step number 3 is to calmly, consistently follow through to the end. What does that mean, the end? Well, the beginning of an interaction is where you pre-teach, hey, this is what we should do. You know, in a perfect interaction, we're going to use this skill, and here's the positive if we use the skill, and if not, then this is what we'll do for the negative, or this is how we'll correct or get you back on track. So then the person does not stay on track. Well, that means you've got to go down the correction path, right? And let's say even when you do a correction, they still don't care. They go completely out of control. Now we're in full tantrum mode. So what does it mean to go to the end? That means, you know what? This tantrum is just emotions, and it does not win out the parenting role. So you've got to stay true to that child all the way to the end. You are the teacher, they are the learner. Those are key parts of your roles as parents and children. So stay strong in it all the way to the end, which means that you use your skills. So not only do we teach the children the skills they need, but parents need to know what they need to say. My TSG parenting trainings go into a lot of detail about the parent skills that you need to stay calm and stay consistent as you are teaching your children what they need to solve that problem that they have gone completely out of control for. When your child is out of control, or like I usually say, they're out of instructional control, which means they're not willing to follow any instruction from parents or not do so calmly, then you know that you need to help your child and have intervention. Don't be afraid of that. Just consistently go down the path that you have planned for the family. And by the way, you've pre-taught all of this to the child anyway, so it's not a surprise, which means it won't feel like a manipulation. They could tell themselves it's a manipulation, but when you've already pre-taught it and you keep doing the same thing again and again, it's not a manipulation anymore. This is just now cause and effect and a way to help proactively and lovingly get them back on track. So learn these skills. One of the first things that I recommend learning as you are going down this track of stopping tantrums is calmness for yourself. Because it's hard for you to stay consistent and calm all the way to the end for your child if you don't really know how to do it within yourself. So I have something, it's a little mini toolkit. It's a free beginner course to learning self-government. It's a first stop. It definitely will not teach everything, but it will help you a bit if you learn the things in this toolkit. So I want to give it to you for free, just as a gift. Because who doesn't need a little bit more calmness in their life? So on my website, I have a Calm Parenting Toolkit. I want to give it to you for free. In the description below this video, there's a link that says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. Click on that link right now and get the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. I'll see you there.